headquarters?
I have contacted, in fact, agricultural university here, and
Okay.
but okay, let me try one more time also.
Okay. It will be better for you to understand, easy for you to understand. There'll be better understanding about the subject if I have practical exposure. Okay. Okay. Now we shall discuss uh, different management practices to be followed in different seasons um, of the year. So we'll go through the study material. This is the course we'll be discussing today, season and specific management. In this spring season management, in summer season, monsoon season, autumn season, and winter season, there are different in these are the seasonal management. And regarding specific management, we have talked earlier regarding different during specific problems how we can manage the honeybee colony. And regarding queen bee management, we have talked a little bit. And regarding uh, rearing of queen bees, that is mass multiplication of queen bees, there is a technique. We can discuss it later. Okay.
Sir, make it full screen, sir.
Uh, how is it possible?
Now, okay, sir. Again, it's gone.
Is it right, madam?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Under different headings, they have explained the things. Yeah, in the spring season, the basic principle of management. If you know the principle of management, which are the management practices we have to follow, that will be knowing very easily. All the management practices needed for increased honey production revolve around the following basic principles of bee management. I will go through the study material. If you have any queries, you can raise in the middle, no issues. Um, First principle is to ensuring the building up of foraging force of bees at right time for collection of surplus nectar. In the spring season, the more number of honeybees must be ready just before the flowering. Usually after the spring, the flowering season arises. By that time, we have to ensure that the colony will be the number of workers in the colony will be high, so that we have to take care of proper feeding and building up of the colony. Providing space for storage and ripening of nectar into honey by the bees and brood rearing by the bees. So in this time, more egg laying happens just in the initial stages of the spring season, and just before immediately after flowering starts, the foraging activity of sorry, the foraging activity of honeybees will be very good. By that time, uh, we have to provide more frames, more combs for collection of honey and pollen, as well as for egg laying. In the brood chamber, we have to provide, if there are space, we have to fill it with proper frames. And in super chambers, we have to provide the proper frames for super chamber. In both the cases, frames must be provided with foundation comb foundation. You have, I think we have discussed about that. Comb foundation is a wax sheet where the sheet will be marked with right size of the right cell size. Uh, have you all seen the foundation comb foundation sheet?
One minute, sir. I have one question here. We are talking about okay, providing a space for a storage. It means at the outset, suppose we are having 8 frame high or something like that. So only we have to keep 6 or 7 only. Only then additional conch can be inserted in that.
Yes.
You mean to say like that?
Yeah, if
Are you getting my point?
the yes, if the colony is half the strength, then the colony starts multiplying in the early spring season. In that time, if there are space, or there is space for providing new combs in the colony, like means if you have only 4 or 5 combs provided, if there are space for 8 combs, another three frames must be given for provided for egg laying.
So, so meaning thereby
So
at the beginning of the shouldn't keep all the 8 comps in it. We have to keep some space left so that later on we can add it. Am I
Not like
correct?
that. Actually, we have to put the frames based on the strength of the colony. If the strength is only for 4 combs, you can provide one more combs. That's it. Not more than one extra comb. Only 4 or 5 combs must be provided. Remaining things must be uh, means kept with uh, means we have to cover the remaining things. So if the strength is for only half the this one box, you have to provide only for that things. If the strength is improving by the breeding season, we have to provide more frames by that time.
We can do one another thing also. That one another super can be added at the one super is there and
Super
another
chamber,
super is on that also.
yeah, we are talking about the brood chamber. Uh, Brood chamber we can keep only 8 frames. Above that we can add only super chambers. Super chambers can be added extra if it is required in the honey flow season. Once if you can't harvest the honey very frequently, if 8 frames, the super chamber frames will be very smaller as compared to the brood chamber frames in case of Apis cerana hives. In case of Apis mellifera, that those both will be of same size. You can provide additional super chamber also if the honey flow is very high, if you can't harvest that in time, or else it can be managed with only one super chamber. I think those who are familiar with beekeeping understood my point. I'm saying
I
that
understood your I understood your point. That's the point I have raised it. But brood chamber should not be increased. In fact, it is 8 means 8. Agar if we are having 8 brood chambers or
we can
something like
divide
that,
the
it should not be increased. I think so.
yeah, in the standard box size, there will be 8 frames for Apis cerana. For Apis mellifera, there will be 10 frames in that
Yes.
boxes. That standard must be maintained. If you have more number of more than that, you can divide that before the spring season, and you can make it 2 colonies and make space, provide space for if there are healthy queens, you can make space for egg laying by the queen. So that
Okay.
the colony is divided into two and both the colonies can multiply. Depending on the queen bee activity, egg laying capacity of the queen, you can manage these things. If the queen laid all the cells are completely filled, and queen doesn't have frames to lay eggs, and it is very active, and by that time you have to provide new, means you can also exchange the frames from one brood frames can be exchanged from one colony to other colony. There is no issue in that. The young ones are taken care by adult of other colony also. No issues. You can one frame completely filled brood can be replaced placed into the weaker colony, and you can place the empty comb into the strong colony, so that the space is provided for egg laying by the for the queen. You can do that also. Sorry. And removing surplus honeycombs from hive at right time for and extracting the honey. In the honey flow season you have to remove, observe in the very good honey flow season, it takes just in a case of Epicerana, it takes just 8 to 10 days for super chamber to fill with very good honey supply, nectar supply. By that time you have to monitor for sealing of honeycombs in super chamber, and you have to remove it at the right time. If you can't remove, you can plan for harvesting later at once. You can provide one more super chamber above the existing super chamber, so that the honey will be collected in that chamber, frames of that new chamber. And that super chamber must be provided actually below the existing honey, this one, so that the means active super chamber must be present just above the brood chamber, so that the workers come through the gate must reach the super chamber, can reach the super chamber easily. Just above the brood chamber, we can place that. And the filled super chamber may be kept on the top, where the less activity will be there. And preparing the colonies to withstand any ensuing period of dearth, adverse climate conditions, menace of bee enemies, etc. You have to take care of bee enemies, and if any adverse conditions are there, you have to protect the colony from that. And if there are any in spring season, if there is any lack of food source, so that honey is not present in the comb, you have to provide the honey, or else the sugar syrup artificial. Sorry. So these are the principles. Based on this, we have to take up different management practices. Yeah, you can go in detail through the study material. I will talk on different headings only, and any important issues to be spoken. One thing is spring season, it comes after the winter. During the winter, we'll talk later about the winter, but before in the early spring season, before in winter, we will be giving winter packing. In that, we will pack the combs. Pack this one bee box for protecting from cold or frost in case of hilly zones. In case of where temperature goes very low, you have to take care of the bee colonies. And packing is if we have spoken that if the box is so you can see here, you have the picture here. In this case, there will be 3 or 4 empty space, 4 frames space is left, and that if we leave it as it is, bees need more energy to heat up the colony, that for maintenance of its temperature. So we have to pack the empty space with see like this material, like in the newspaper with straw, paddy straw or any straw you can pack it, so that the temperature regulation becomes easy. Newspaper paper is actually a thermo regulator. It doesn't allow temperature to go through it easily, so that the temperature inside the colony will be maintained. Yeah, this type of packing must be removed in the spring season. And examination of the colony. Colonists are examined on a calm and sunny day for food stores and general conditions of the colony, especially for any symptoms of bee diseases like nosema, foul brood, tracheal mites, and ectoparasitic mites, vora, and these many other diseases also. We have to observe for any enemies or any diseases symptoms and take care of that immediately. If there is prevalence of diseases or mites, the colony are given the required chemical treatment. However, all the chemical treatments are to be stopped at least 4 weeks, before beginning of a major honey flow season. So if we continue the chemical treatment in the honey flow season, honey will be contaminated with those chemicals, and that will not be good for edible purpose. So at least 4 weeks before we have to stop the chemical treatment. So before that, prior that only you can you have to take up the measures. Otherwise, these diseases are about to take up, means spread more and affect the bees more in this spring season and in honey flow season, where the activity of the bee will be more. The bottom board of the colonies are cleaned of the debris which are accumulated during the winter. The examination should be for short duration to avoid robbing in the apiary and brood seed. Means other colony bees may attack these colonies for the food source like honey or pollen. So to avoid that, you have to complete the monitoring in a very short time. And the brood chilling as minimum, bees may maintain a high temperature required for brood development, and sudden exposure for long duration to cold can kill the brood. In the early mornings and evenings in the spring season also there will be some cold temperature will be there. To avoid exposure of these broods for extreme conditions in like cold or in for more sun during the daytime, we have to do it very fast and complete the monitoring procedure within few minutes.
Sir, one
Yes,
question is here. Suppose that we are just examining the colony. So is it possible that robbery can take place there?
if
Robbery
you
of
expose time
because
for 10 to 15 minutes, if you expose there, and the honey scent means if any honey cells are damaged, the scent of that colony opened or damaged colony will reach the vicinity very fast, and bees are able to identify. Stronger wild bees may attack that, and robbery may take place. Yeah, it happens if you do it for more than 5 or 10 minutes, and it depends on the strength of other bees in the vicinity. Yeah, you can see in the picture the cleaning. These brood chambers are lifted up to clean the bottom chamber. You can see it very clearly.
it is not coming, sir.
Is it?
It is not coming.
What are you able to see? Are you able to see now?
No, it is not coming.
Can you see it now?
Still no showing, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see it. Some problem at his end.
Oh, it might be at our end.
Yeah. Shall we continue, please? Okay. Yeah. Cleaning. You have seen. I am presenting the same study material what you have received. You can go through this. And equalizing the strength of the colony. That is, we have spoken that the different colonies may have different strength, and the more active means the colony containing having more active queen will lay more eggs, and that colony will have more strength. Such kind of equal means in such kind of colonies, from that colonies we can lift the means frames of the brood chamber, and we can place that in the sorry, we can place that in the brood chamber of the weaker colonies, so that the strength of the weaker colonies will improve. And you have to ensure that the frame lifted from the good colony, more strength colony, that must contain good amount of eggs, larva, and pupa in it, so that after means that the weaker colony hive will receive more workers later. And during all this operation, you have to do it, handle it very, very gently. We have to handle it. You can see this in the picture. They are removing the adult bees. They are taking out a frame from a healthy frame which contains eggs, larva, pupa in it. They are removing that with a brush or a leaf twig. With leaves, they are gently they are removing the adult bees, and they are placing that in the weaker colonies. And uniting the bees. Yeah, in the case you don't have more strong colonies, you can unite two weaker colonies together. This has to be done because if the colony is very weak, they are unable to defend themselves, and the means capacity of the hive will not be utilized completely. Space of the hive will not be utilized, and the maintenance also will be very difficult. And honeybees are prone for more attack of more pest. If the empty combs are left, that will be attacked by wax moths later. So that the colony must be very stronger to get rid of all these things. So if there are only weak colonies, you can unite two weaker colonies. There is a method for uniting because I told that different beehives will have different odor in it. The queen substance will be different, and if you unite directly, it may lead to killing of each other. Bees of other colonies will fight, and they will kill each other. So to avoid this, you should follow this method. You can take a newspaper or any paper usually, and place the make some holes on it, and spread on one box, one brood chamber. You open the brood chamber and spread on that, and you can pour some honey or sugar syrup on the paper, and place the other colony above the newspaper, so that both the bees will not get into contact directly, the newspaper will be in the middle, which contains sugar syrup or honey in it. The holes made in the newspaper helps for the exchange of odor between these two brood chambers, and by the time the odor will be completely exchanged by the time these two will get into contact. Slowly, the bees will be concentrating on feeding on these sugar syrup or honey present on the newspaper, and slowly they will be tiring it later by biting while feeding. The newspaper will be tired off later. It may take some 20-30 minutes or 1 hour. Uh, After that, the injection will be accepted by both all the members of the both colony. Yeah, that is explained in this. Simulatory sugar feeding. This has to be done if the dearth period continues and the honey is not present in the this one colony. Yeah, feeding of dilute syrup of 1:2. That is, I told uh, for 1 liter of water, you can add 500 grams of sugar, and you have to boil it for sterilization, and you can cool it, and you can feed to the colony. You can feed in different ways. I told you can place it in a bowl and coconut coir within that, so that the bees can sit on that and feed on the sugar syrup. Or else you can make a small hole on the lid of a plastic bottle, and the plastic bottle or glass bottle jar will be completely filled with this syrup, and you can place that horizontally, so that the syrup will leak very slowly, drop by drop it will be coming out, and that will be fed by the bees of the worker bees of the colony. Or else there will be feeder chamber also, feeder frames. In those feeder frames, you can put the syrup directly and provide some solid materials for sitting on it and feeding the syrup for the workers. Somebody's mic is on. Okay. Then checking the condition of the queen. Examination of the colonies will also reveal its condition in terms of quality of the queen. The colony which do not have brood are likely to be queenless. If there are only no broods, you have to check for the queen. If there are no queens, you have to unite with other colonies. Or you can, if the colony strength is good, you can introduce a new queen to the colony. If the colony has a failing queen, there will be patchy brood and predominance of drone broods, which rise with raised cell capping. You have seen you can see in the picture the capped cells, which is very raised cap. We can see that. That is the cell of drone pupa. After emergence, we will get only the drones. These drones will be produced by worker bees, which lays the sterile eggs. Sorry, unfertilized eggs. Sorry, unfertilized egg will be developed into worker bees. Sorry, drone bees. Such colonies, if are weak, that is less than half of the strength of the colony, less than 5 frames, that can be united with other needy normal strength colony. If drone layer drone layer colony is strong, a mated queen is provided to it. If it is a strong colony, you can introduce a new mated queen, so that egg laying will take place it takes place efficiently, and the activity of the bees will be normal. If mated queen is not available, the frame of brood with eggs and young larvae, but without bees, for rearing a new queen is given to the colony. Yeah, we can introduce a new egg to the colony with brood cell. Means the worker cells will make the cell into a queen cell and rear a new queen. Provision of space. Extra combs must be given or frames must be given for multiplication of the worker numbers in the colony. Spring de-windling. During spring, old bees die with which are normally replaced by young bees. If mortality of old bees exceeds the rate of emergence of the young bees, the colonies show sign of de-windling, which is known as spring de-windling. Such colonies should be provided with adequate stores of pollen and honey, and excuse me, pollen and honey, and be given 1 to 2 sealed brood frames with bees ready to emerge from the strong colony. Yeah, you can, if the de-windling means if there are more old bees which they are drying, their worker bees are vanishing at the pace more than the emergence rate. That is, new bees emergence will be lesser, and the worker bees, aged worker bees death are more in number. So in that time, the strength of the colony decreases drastically. By that time, we have to take up these. We have to provide with new frames, or else, and we have to provide the food as well. Pollen and honey should be given. Okay. And there will be different questions given for you regarding this. Yeah, swarming may also happen. We have to in this time the swarming may happen. To avoid this, you have to take up all the measures like providing the suitable conditions for the bees, like monitoring the proper cover protection must be taken from the environment, like avoiding from the cold or hot or exposure to the wind or rain. And monitoring must be done for presence of any diseases or any pest attack, enemies attack in the to the colony. We have talked about the swarming earlier in detail. Yeah, during this time, if the swarm happens, you can catch the swarm. Means the swarm will be temporarily present on any tree twig or any temporary shelter temporary shelter will be taken by the colony. By that time, you can that colony usually will have a queen, active queen. That entire colony may be placed into a new bee box. Yeah, multiplication or dividing the colony may also be taken during this time, as the number of workers will be increasing. This will be a good breeding season. By the time if the colony strength is too high, you can divide the colony into 2 or 3 as per the number of workers and queen bees available. And initially we have to provide with proper feed sugar syrup. I told the work queen bees can be introduced in many ways. You can introduce a newly mated queen to the new colony, a divided colony, or else you can place the developing queen cell in the frame. That such frames may be placed into the new new divided colony, so that the new colony gets new colony gets the queen naturally. If you have any questions, you can ask regarding this. What you have spoken in the spring season management, you can ask if anybody have questions. I think there are no questions. I will continue. Yeah, we can talk about the management in summer. Is my screen able to see? Is it visible? Okay. Sorry.
Not full screen, sir. Sorry.
Yeah. Is it visible, madam, now?
No, sir, not full screen. It's side. Yeah,
Now,
now
madam?
now visible, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about management of honeybee colonies during summer season. Just in the summer season, in most of the places, this will be the honey flow season. Just after the spring, the honey flow season start. Around in early summer and also in late summer, there will be honey flow season in different locations. And the temperature will be very high in summer. You have to take care of the temperature management, provide sufficient space for ventilation, and keep it in a cooler environment in a shade below a tree or in with proper shelter. You have to keep that, and you have to also take care of ventilation to the hive. Okay, management during pre-honey flow period. That is just before in early summer, just before the flower, most of the flower starts opening. By that time, what we have to take care. Honey flow is a period when there is abundance of nectar secreting flowers, flora, and bee colonies have peaked their population. Yeah, just before this flower opening takes place in that area, the bee in the spring season, the bees gets itself ready with more number of workers, building its population, making ready for proper utilization of the honey flow period just before the flowering season occurs. Therefore, to avail honey flow, these two conditions are required: to have an idea as to how much flora should be available for collecting surplus honey. It has been estimated that one colony requires about 100 blooming trees of nectar secreting flora, example eucalyptus, or else 2 to 3 acres of blooming cultivated crop of honey flow source, like cultivated crops like mustard and others, sunflower or others, to collect 20 kg of honey. All these data will be mostly regarding Apis mellifera, because these course material are mostly done by the scientists all over India, but majorly in the northern part of India, in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. These Apis mellifera are the dominant domesticated honeybee species. And these collect more than 20 kgs of honey per box, 20 to 30 kgs of honey per box. These Apis mellifera needs more nectar source as compared to Apis cerana. Apis cerana, for every acre, that is recommended to keep 2 honeybee colonies. Two bee boxes per acre is recommended in general, and that varies depending upon the flower source, that is crop species. So for Apis mellifera, as they are very
Excuse me, what I have found,
I'm not able to hear you properly. Sorry, you are not audible properly. Sorry, your voice is not clear.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now it is audible.
My question is, I have seen in Bihar
Yes.
that we have been put apart 3 to 5 feet, and there are
Yeah, you are not audible properly. I think I got your question. If you can hear me, I will explain. Yeah, you're telling that there will be more than one box. There's more density of bee boxes will be there in one area. Here it is mentioned 2 to 3 acres of blooming cultivated crop is required for one box. They have given this, but in case of migratory beekeeping, these Apis mellifera bee box, they will keep the bee boxes like 20 or 30 numbers, 50 numbers in one location. Yeah, it is actually practical, as the bee worker goes as far as usually that will be collecting from 500 meters to 600, 800 meters. More near, that will prefer more to collect. But the worker bees can go as far as up to 2000 meters, that is up to 2 kilometers, that can move for collection of food. So if you keep that in one location, that will be easy for a beekeeper to manage. That's to take care of it. Its security and maintenance, monitoring, everything will be easy if they keep it in one location. So they'll keep it in such manner. But the bees will harvest the nectar and pollen from as far as usually within 100 up to 1000 meters, they will extract the nectar and pollen, visit the flowers. But it is preferred every 500 or 600 meters you keep a separate this one because if the worker bees have to visit for longer distance, the efficiency of each worker bee reduces. For one trip, it will take a very long time, and only 2 or 3 trips may be done by a single bee in one day. But if you keep the bee boxes near to the near as possible to the flower source, that may take up to 6 or 7 trips per day in honey flow season. So the efficiency of the worker bee increases and honey collection increases. Okay. During the pre-honey flow season, you have to identify the proper source, and you have to place the boxes just in the starting season of the flowering in the proper location. We have to identify the places and place the boxes. A period just before the honey flow season, honey flow is such that colony population has peaked, and most of them may even be exhausting their food sources, and some colonies may even need sugar feeding. Yeah, if the food is over and you have to, and the honey flow season has not started, flowering has not started, you have to feed it with sugar syrup. A colony needs 60 to 70 days between onset of spring and beginning of honey flow to attain peak flowering. If this period is too long or too short, the colonies require special management. If the period is less than 60 to 70 days, then for rapid buildup of the colony, prolific young queens are given. Yeah. If the period is short and the honey flow season starts early, by that time, young queens must be given for building up the colony. Such colonies are fed with ample of food, and if conditions are not ideal, by beginning of honey flow colonies, or even until united to avail honey flow, since bees collect a surplus of honey only when their population has peaked. Yeah, if it is early and the colony is not up to the mark, means the population of the colony is less, you can unite two colonies, or the colony must be maintained to the optimum to make it ready for foraging. On the other hand, if the honey flow occurs after 80 days period from onset of spring, then the colonies might have reached peak population and may even swarm because of causing the loss of bees. Yeah, if the colony strength is very good and even at the peak, if the flowers are not available, and it needs more than 20-30 days for flower opening, the colony may swarm into the new location searching for better food source location. So in such cases, you have to take care. Therefore, to delay peak population, the colonies are divided. Yeah, in that time, you can divide the colony. If the box is completely full with bees, you can divide the colony. If the honey flow season have not started, to lower the morale. If the colony is not divided, the division happens naturally, and the swarming will takes place naturally, and we will lose the worker strength. Therefore, to delay population, colonies are divided. When they have become populous and are allowed to grow until honey flow begins. These divided colonies are then reunited as soon as the indications of honey flow is seen. Yeah, if again after division, if the honey flow season starts, the flowering of major flowering season starts, then if both the colonies are not ready completely or the population is less, then you can also reunite during the honey flow season. The indication of honey flow. How we can know that the honey flow period is started? Yeah, one they are weighing the box, balance colony kept on the stage. Balance. Yeah, by weight also you can know if the honey flow season has started. If the collection of honey is started, the weight of the colony automatically increases. Or else you can also see it by monitoring the frames. Yeah, proper care also must be taken while monitoring. Yeah, in these two ways you can monitor. You can know the honey flow season. And also activities of the honeybees must be observed. There will be more active honeybee workers bringing back the pollen and nectar to the colony. And supering, after the honey flow season starts, we discussed earlier, if the super chamber, it is completely filled with honey, all the frames are completely filled, then you can keep one more super chamber also. Before this honey flow season, only the top cover is covered only after the brood chamber. No honey chamber, that is super chamber, will not be provided earlier. After during the start of honey flow season, then only we will provide the super chamber. And again, after one super chamber completes, you can harvest it partially, taking each frames which is filled, or else if you can't harvest it, you can give another super chamber also. Yeah, more practical aspects are given in the explanation. A strong colony can collect 4.5 to 5 kg of unripe honey in a single day during good honey flow season. Only one colony can collect up to 4.5 to 10 kgs in one day. Yeah, it is in extreme conditions where everything is congenial, everything is optimized. That is, bee numbers, population must be very high, and we should have a very good flower source, and the colony must be kept very near to the flower source. If the flower source is far, the collection rate will be reduced. Yeah, this is two supers. See, the topmost two chambers are super chambers, and the bottom chamber is S16, that is the brood chamber. In the major honey flow season, if we can't collect the honey regularly, more frequently, you can place one more super chamber above the existing, below the existing super chamber. In between means, say if here in this picture, S16 is the brood chamber, and first super chamber placed was M4. After complete filling of M4 super chamber, then only we will give one more super chamber, that is S5, that is given just above the brood chamber only, above the S16. And the earlier super chamber will be kept on the top. And the top cover will be covered. And honey extraction process is given here. How we can what determines that means the chamber, the frames which are combs which are ready for harvesting honey. How we can know that? That is the after complete ripening of honey, the each cell will be capped by the workers, and at least 80% of the, if 80% of the comb cells are packed, then you can take it for harvesting. Usually 100% of the cells will not be packed because some cells will be left on the edges, or else at least 80% of, if it is capped, then you can take it for harvesting. Uncapped honey is not extracted since it is unripe, and due to higher moisture content is liable to ferment. What honeybees does is, after collection of nectar, um, they collect it in crop and bring to the colony. They due to a process called as prophylaxis. I told that they will exchange the food through its mouth, one to one, like that. 2 to 3 or 4 honeybees exchange the food through its mouth, and finally that nectar will be placed into the nectar mixed with different enzymes of the honeybee will be placed into the cells of combs in super chamber. And after placing the nectar, the worker bees will be continuously feathering that to provide more ventilation, and escape of moisture is taken place, and the moisture content in the nectar will be reduced, and that will be contained in converted to the honey. That honey in case of Apis dorsata will be around 21 to 22%. Moisture content in the honey will be 21 to 22%. And in case of domesticated bees, Apis serena and Apis mellifera, it will be lower, up to 18%. The honey with more than 20% moisture is not preferred, and it may destroy earlier than the honey with lower moisture content. Only fully sealed or 2/3 they have given. We consider more than 75% or 80% of the cells to be capped before harvesting, or they are saying at least 2/3 of the cells in the colony, as in the comb, must be sealed honey frames are taken out for honey extraction. Such honeycombs are taken for extraction. Time to remove supers. It is better to remove supers early in the morning before bees starts sorting unripe honey in the combs. Yeah, during the daytime, bees starts storing the unripe honey into the comb, and for it to ripen, it takes another 1 day. So the supers must be harvested early in the morning, just like 6 a.m. to 6:30, just before the regular honey flow happens. Regular foraging of honey and unripe honey is stored in the comb. Before that, you have to harvest the super chambers. If honeycombs are well sealed, these can be removed at any time of the day. A completely sealed combs can be taken out and taken out for honey extraction at any time of the day. So all the cells will be filled with ripened honey with less moisture content. And process of honey extraction. Uh, yeah, with picture I will explain this. Smoking can be done if you feel that the bees are aggressive, or while smoking we have to uh, smoke very little on the bees, as little as possible, and removal of the frames. If the usually the frames at the end will be uh, means sealed with wax, so that the frames cannot be removed easily. We should use some structure to, means like knife-like structure will be given. That will be used for breaking the seal of the wax. Uh, the frame and box will be attached with the wax. That should be break first earlier. Then the frames are taken out. Soft brush will be used for removing the adult honeybees from the comb, and uncapping the sealed honey is essential. You can use a sharp knife, a thin sharp knife, for uncapping the honey. Uh, as you can see, they are removing like a slice. The cap will be removed from keeping that vertically like this, from slicing from bottom to top, or top to bottom. Usually, bottom to top will be taken so that the comb will not be damaged much. And before slicing this, you can heat up the knife. A little heating is taken so that easily the cap will be opened. Just on coming into contact with the knife, the wax melts and the seal will be opened very easily. And that will be placed in unsealed frames is being put into the extractor. This is the honey extractor. You can see here. Sorry. This is the honey extractor, which works on centrifugal force. You can see videos of honey extraction in the YouTube or any other sources. You will get a proper idea about that. There are many kinds of instruments. In India, it is a fixed one. Usually, 4 or 8, up to 8 frames can be placed inside this chamber, and it will be turned manually attached with levers. When it is turned manually, due to centrifugal force, all the honey will be uh, uh, taken out of this one cells, and these turning must be done in both the clockwise and anti-clockwise directions, in both the directions, so that the honey will be removed from cells on both the sides of the comb. Cells will be present on both the side of the comb. All the honey must be removed properly, and these removed honey will be collected at the bottom of the chamber, and at the bottom of the chamber there will be, this is the person handling that. He is turning the handle of the honey extractor with the help of gears. That whole structure inside the whole frames will be moving. Due to that movement, due to centrifugal principle, the honey will be honey comes out and will settle at the bottom. At the bottom, there will be the photo is not given. At the bottom, there will be a tap. When we turn on the tap, the honey flows out of the chamber, and that will be later filtered using mesh-like structures. and later that will be processed. They are given technical things like uncapped frames are then put into the honey extractor and are worked at about 150 revolutions per minute for 1 to 2 minutes. The sides of the frame after stopping the extraction or the frames must be reversed and or else turning will be reversed so that honey comes out from both the ends. They have given 150 revolutions per minute for 1 to 2 minutes. And after extraction, the honey will be filtered and later that will be processed uh, means to make the this one enzymes in the this one or in fungus or any other uh, microbes present in the honey must be killed uh, to ensure that they will heat the honey in temperature not exceeding 65 degree Fahrenheit, sorry, 65 degree Celsius. If the temperature exceeds that temperature, the quality of the honey reduces. But for immediate use, the honey may not be heated, and just a filtered honey may be used for domestic purpose, means for home purpose. For marketing and bottling, this temperature means heat treatment is very much required to avoid mold development. If the heat treatment is not done, the honey is more prone for crystallization and more reactions within that, and spoiling of honey takes place. Regarding production from heat, during the summer, colonies need protection from heat. Shift the colonies under the shade, as shown in the figure, like under the tree or any shade of under any buildings, and packing of straw, which is moistened with water for cooling the hive. You can see in the picture. Whatever the possible ways you have to take care to reduce the temperature of the beehive. And entrance must be faced in southeast direction so that the bees get early sun required for initial foraging and get afternoon shade. During after the noon, there must not be um, sunlight entering directly into the bee box, into the beehive. And the box must be painted with very light colors like white or any light colors, so that the heat of the sun will be expelled, means reflected. If the box is of dark color, it has more tendency to absorb the heat, and the bees the colony may heat up. If the temperature is high in the colony, that leads to swarming again by the bees. That leaves the colony. Bees leaves the colony, and the young ones in the brood chamber will die due to higher temperature and starving. Yeah, and water is one of the most important thing you have to take care. Apart from nectar, pollen, one more thing, the forage that bees collect is water. It needs water in all the season, especially in summer. It needs more water You have to take care that in the vicinity of the apiary or bee box near the hive, there must be a water source which is a running water, like in the tap or else natural stream or any running water for that matter, that must be present in the vicinity. And the fresh, it must be clean fresh water. And ventilation also must be provided. You should not keep it completely closed. And due to completely closing, the heat doesn't escape. And you should allow ventilation also. This is one artificial water source provided. They have put some 2 to 5 liters capacity container with water, fresh water, and they have made a small hole so that the water will be running the whole day. And when you are giving ventilation, you have to take care that no robbing activity. It does not. It should not promote robbing activity. If the ventilation is means the opening is given more, robbing activity may also take place in that time. You have to take care that you have to monitor that if there are any robbing activities taking place. And other management practices. Yeah, if the honey flow season is not started, you have to give it with proper food. Otherwise, before in the early season, in the previous season, you have to allow 1 or 2 frames with honey, providing means ensuring the food source for next dearth period, coming season, like in winter and spring. Before the winter and spring, we have to allow the colonies with sufficient honey in it. We should not extract the honey completely. About 20%, nearly 20% of the colony, the strength of the honey storing capacity must be left within the colony itself for as a reserve food. And you have to always in apiary you have to always maintain the reserve queens so that you can provide the queens wherever it is necessary. Otherwise, in one or the other colonies, the queen development will be there in that proper season. You can use those queens also. You can collect a fertilized queen, raise queen separately, and collect those fertilized queen separately and maintain it separately, and you can use it for in case where it is necessary to provide queens. Some keywords are given. Dearth period is when there is a scarcity of bee flora. Scarcity of bee flora, that is food source is not available naturally, that is called as dearth period. Honey extraction is process of uncapping honey frames and extracting using honey extractor. You will take up the frames outside the colony, brush it, uncap it with a knife, and place it in a honey extractor. We will extract with the centrifugal principle and filter and process it. That is honey extraction. Honey flow is the period when there is abundance of nectar secreting flora at the time when colonies have peak population. That is honey flow period. Protection from heat, providing shade and water in the colonies to the colony during the summer. In each chapter, they have given these keywords. If you do not understand any terminologies, you can read this. And for questions, they have given answers also. Yeah, if you have any questions regarding management during summer. Shall we move to the management in summer, monsoon season? Yeah, after summer season is over, usually that will be the honey flow season. In early summer and in late summer also, there will be honey flow. That will be honey flow season, major and minor honey flow season. And after that, when the monsoon season starts, there will be usually shortage of food source, that is foraging uh, flowers with rich nectar is not available usually in the early monsoon. During that, we have to take care of the food, and as there will be low food storage during that time, the chances of robbing will also takes place. We have to take precautions to prevent robbing, and other management practice they have mentioned is management of queenless colonies. If the colonies are queenless due to many reasons, how we have to manage that? Yeah, same thing again, uniting the colonies, uniting two weaker colonies, or else introducing the new queen to the colony. If you have kept the reserved queen, you can introduce those fertile, healthy queens to such colonies if the colony is queenless. Or you can provide fertile egg for the colony for development as queen bee. And there are chances of absconding also due to many reasons, because of shortage of food, or else extreme weather conditions, or else due to enemies. There may be chance of leaving the colony, and absconding is one behavior, because that may happens also due to the pesticidal poisoning also. And also many natural enemies may feed on those worker bees which went out for foraging. There are many reasons. And protection from rainfall and high humidity is one major important aspect in monsoon season. We have to place the colony in proper protected condition, so that the rains during, and even during heavy winds, the rain doesn't splash into the bee box, which may lead to fungal infections, or any microbial growth in the colony. And also high humidity may leads to fungal growth in the colony, and due to that there may be chances of secondary infection and other pest incidences like wax moth and other thing. And also, it will, as it is the dearth period, we have to feed artificially to the bees of our colony. Most of the things I have explained earlier. This is a photo explaining, showing the egg laid by the laying workers. That is, if the colony is queenless, then the eggs laid in the each cell will be. You can identify that with when you observe. A fertile queen will lay only one egg in one cell, but if the eggs are laid by workers, there will be more than one egg in each cell. That is, 2 or 3 eggs will be laid in each cell. and all these will be unfertile eggs, which develops into drone. You can see many eggs in each cell and laid in irregular manner. That is, if the eggs are laid by fertile queen bee, the eggs will be erect and perpendicular to the uh, cell base, perpendicular to the base of the cell. So if it is laid by workers, that will not be so. It will be in different directions. The eggs will be laid in different directions. Yeah, in this picture, you can see the eggs laid by the queen, which is only single egg is laid at the center of each cell. In case of laying workers colony, the eggs will be multiple eggs and not in a regular manner, that is irregular manner. And other managements required is workers rear brood only if sufficient food store is available. They neglect the eggs laid by the queen in absence of pollen and nectar or honey. If the queen is fertile, it keeps on laying the eggs, and it is the duty of the natural duty of the queen. It lays eggs, but workers only takes care of the brood only if sufficient pollen and nectar is available. In case where in the monsoon season, if the food is not available, the worker bees doesn't have energy to feed the brood laid by the queen. At this time of the year, absence of brood in the colony needs to be avoided. Colony which have no or little brood should be fed with pollen substitute or pollen supplement along with the dry sugar or sugar candy. Yeah, pollen and nectar substitute is sugar solution or even dry sugar. In rainy season, it is effective as the dry sugar absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and that is diluted. Later, the bees can absorb this sap-like structure, this sap and feed to the broods. Um, the attack of enemies like wax moth, mites, and wasp is to be kept under control. The colonies require special care so as to prevent robbing and absconding of bees. Yeah, wax moth incidence, mites and wasps. These incidence is higher in rainy season, and robbing may also occur due to shortage of food source. That is not a high honey flow season. Management practices during this season are aimed at the fourth basic principles of honeybee management mentioned in earlier unit to prepare the colony to face any dearth and menace of bee enemies. Extra comb not covered by bees or removed and stored properly to prevent attack of wax moth. A proper protection for the colony must be given. Robbing and its prevention. Yeah, robbing we have discussed earlier. Yeah, I think we have discussed in first or second class about bee foraging. When few elder worker bees, that is after 20 days, when it goes for foraging, it comes back and it recruits the remaining worker bees. So and it communicates. Its communication system we have discussed. Uh, it communicates through waggle dance or round dance. The source of the food is communicated through these dances. The distance and direction and quantity of availability of food is communicated. In case of robbing also, if the food, even it is a flower or else it is robbed one, that communication is that happens to the remaining workers of the colony. That the robbed bee takes the this honey from this weaker colony, and it communicates to the remaining workers of that colony, and along with coming back, while coming back, it brings it recruits as many as workers of that colony and brings along with it. And one bee brings around 5 to 6, and again those goes, and each one brings 5 to 6 like that. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you can see numerous honeybees in hundreds. Um, so you have to completely prevent these any food sources, means any sugar syrup or in the keeping it in the exposed conditions, or else exposing the healthy colony, means which contains honey, that that must not be exposed for more than 4 to 5 minutes during monitoring. That must be taken care. Yeah, same robbing is discussed here. The problems due to robbing, disruption in working of colonies, as more bees are employed for defending. During foraging, the bees must spend, most of the bees will spend its energy for defending, and the foraging activity is disrupted. Result in loss of honey stores of weak colonies being robbed. Honey stores will be depleted. Death of bees in fighting, and colonies may be lost. While defending, the worker bees fight each other, and the colony may be lost. It weakens the colony, or colony may be lost. Transmission of bee diseases and enemies from colonies being robbed and to the robbing colony, and vice versa. If the diseases is present in one colony due to robbing, that may bring the pest, ectoparasites, or else any diseases present in that colony, virus or any microbes from that colony to this colony, or else vice versa from this colony to that colony. That is that may happen. How to prevent robbing? We have discussed it earlier. Sugar syrup must be fed within the boxes, and we should not expose that for a long time. And commonly, we should not give the feeding. Each colony must be given feeding separately. If apiary contains some 20 boxes, we should not keep the common food source in the middle. It leads to fighting between the workers of different colonies, and the workers may be lost. They may kill each other. So we have to give the feed separately for each box separately within the box. Yeah, how to avoid robbing is another thing. Is entrances must be minimized so that only the one entrance must be given with minimum space for a movement of workers, so that the guard bees will have only less number of guard bees are able to defend the colony. Cracks and crevices in the hives must be closed using the resins or the wax. Resins are the products collected by honeybees only. The plant exudes, uh, uh, which some plants exudes the resins that is collected by worker bees for this purpose only, closing the cracks and crevices in the hive, bee box or hive. That can be used for closing, or else wax can also be used for closing the any cracks or any other openings. And repellents may also be used. They have given carbolic acid or kerosene at the hive entrance, or placing the grass soaked with these at the hive gate. Also confuses the robbers and discourage robbing. Only for a very short time you can do this, because placing these chemicals like carbolic acid or kerosene in the entrance may also affect the activity of this colony, also workers of this colony. Only during to avoid to confuse the robbers during that particular time, for very short time, you can use this trick. And the colonies being robbed badly may be shifted to the new site. That is few kilometers away. If you shift it for a very short distance, the colony, the robber colony means the robber colony that identifies the new location very easily. So you have to, if you want to avoid that completely, you have to shift at least 1 kilometer or 1.5 kilometer far from the present. If it is frequently robbed, then you can use this trick. And absconding, we have discussed it earlier. It happens due to many reasons. Absconding is moving out of workers and not returning to the colony. It may happen due to the shortage of food, or due to the disease incidents, or else also due to poisoning. And during shortage of food that they have given, the one observation is that they may travel up to 160 kilometer or even more in search of better food resources. And if a bee travels so long, and it can never return back. So yeah, same thing is given in shortage of causes of absconding is shortage of food, severe attack of diseases or enemies, and frequent disturbances. Among the two highways, Epicerana is more prone for absconding as compared to Apis mellifera. Apis mellifera is very mild bee. Usually it doesn't sting for small disturbances, but Epicerana has more tendency to sting for small disturbances. And they are more sensitive, and they are more prone for swarming, leaving the colony. We can manage under a separate unit. Okay, management of this is given in under separate this one. Yeah, we have already studied that absconding can be avoided by providing proper food source, keeping in a healthy area, avoiding bee poisoning chemicals in the vicinity during the flowering season. Proper management practices in general avoids absconding, prevents absconding. The protection from rainfall and high humidity, we have discussed it earlier completely. During the dearth period feeding, dearth period we have to in the off season while the flowers are not available, we have to feed with pollen and nectar or sugar syrup. Yeah, this is the one bee box. I think we have not seen much photographs of this. These bee boxes are placed on the bee stand. You can see that the support is properly provided for the bee box. And on the pole, in between the pole, this one, in the midway, there is a structure to hold liquid. You can use water, or else if you use water, that will be dried frequently, and you have to refill with it with water regularly on every 2 to 3 days. For every 2 to 3 days in summer, you have to refill it. Or else you can use waste oil, engine oils, waste oil can be used there. This is to prevent enemies, uh, especially ant movement from bottom to the top. If the honey cells in the super chamber is damaged, the ants senses the smell of the honey, and ants usually moves towards the source. And to prevent that, you have to use such a structure. Yeah, it is shown in bigger picture here. A cup-like structure in the middle. It is called ant-proof hive stand. Yeah, you can go through these model questions, and answers are given. If you have any doubt, we can discuss. Shall we discuss in the next session from here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, many aspects we have discussed already. In autumn season, they have discussed about here about swarming and supersedure. We have discussed it earlier. If you go through this study material, you can easily understand. Um I think we have shortage of time. Everybody go through the study material. We have discussed most of the aspects in this. If you have any doubts, we can discuss it in the coming sessions. Most of the aspects we have discussed it completely, almost. Yeah, management in autumn season also, these aspects we have already discussed. Provision of space, strengthening of honeybee colonies. Yeah, strengthening is by uniting two colonies, or providing queens where required. These things. And multiplication of colonies, yeah, dividing of colonies, how we can divide, in which season we have to divide, these things. Management of colonies, being prepared for overwintering. Yeah, in autumn season, this is one thing, one new thing you have to know. And migration of colonies. Yeah, in autumn season, you can migrate the colonies to the new location where the more food source is available. And you can prepare for overwintering. That is one new concept in this chapter. That is preparing for overwintering is one thing is you have to leave sufficient food source within the colony. You should not extract the honey completely from the bee box. And if the food is not available insufficient, we have to provide it with proper food, that is sugar syrup and pollen grains collected. And water also must be available in the vicinity. Honeybees will collect the required water for them. And overwintering is, we discussed in the spring season management. In that, we have seen how the packing is made just in the starting of the winter. Uh, if the temperature is going to reduce in coming days, we have to be prepared for with such materials, whatever required, paddy straw and newspapers and whatever the required material, we have to be prepared with that. And you have to place the colony where it is not more exposed, and the if the wind is blowing in that around the bee box, that bee box is prone to more frost injury or lower temperature injury. And to avoid that, we have to pack the bee box, means keep it in, from inside we have to pack it, uh, and again from outside we have to keep it in a safer place where more wind is not blown. And just go through this study material. If anybody have any doubts, we can discuss on particular topic. And almost everything has been discussed. You will know you will know it once you go through. You will know it exactly. If you have any doubts, you can discuss on any subject you want to discuss. Yeah, preparing for overwintering is the same thing. Again, general management practices, like condition of the queen is monitored. The egg laying capacity of the queen is studied. If it is more than 1 year, then the egg laying capacity of the queen will be reduced, and you have to monitor that for the egg laid by the queen. Number, we have to note the number, and if it is lower, like less than 100 or 200, you have to replace the queen um, with a new queen, mated queen. Usually, commercial beekeepers keep on changing the queen with the new mated queens every year. Once in year, they will change it. If the queen is very high efficient, means if the queen is more efficient, the queen will be kept maximum for 2 years, not more than 2 years. And the strength and general conditions of the colony is also monitored. If the strength of the colony is lower, you can unite the colonies, or else you can um, pack the material, pack the remaining space so that the temperature maintenance um, by the bees is very easy in winter conditions. And the provision for food storage, that is, you should know, you should keep the honey uh, reserved in the colony itself. You should not extract the honey completely. And if it is not available, again you have to give it with artificial feeding. Migrating to the new locations, like examples, to the foothills or in wherever the food source is available. There is not much new things in this. You should go through once. If you find any doubts, we can discuss it later. In winter management, sorry. have to take care of honeybee colonies from chilly winds. Yeah, they are given in this. In details, they have given the description. Please go through this once. Then winter packing, we have discussed it already. Shifting of colony to the sunny places. Yeah, if the temperature is too low, we have to shift the colonies to the sunny places, and you have to take care that in the during the noon and afternoon, the sun exposing it to the sunlight for long time may also damage the colony. You have to take care of that also. Only for 1 or 2 hours, wherever it is necessary, you have to expose the colony to the sunlight. Not completely opening, but complete box may be kept in sunlight for few hours only. And supplementary feeding must be given. Yeah, all the things we have discussed, I think you will be able to understand it completely. Yeah, regarding packing of the hive, it is given in detail here. The different types of materials are used here. And with respect to different climatic conditions, where the area doesn't fall below 10 degrees Celsius, one kind of means there is no insulation required for the box. Only packing is enough inside within the box. Having 3 cold months, December to February, light insulation must be given, and with more than 4 months, insulation of 4 to 7.5 centimeter thick must be given. Around the box, this insulation must be given to avoid the overwintering. This is usually they have given with respect to only Himalayan regions, or else in with respect to the American or European countries specifications, where the temperature falls below 10 degrees Celsius in the winter. Yeah, almost all the topics we have discussed. Specific management also, different aspects we have already discussed regarding this. The management of drone population, bee drifting, swarming, absconding, queenless bees, almost shifting of bee colonies when it is required, migratory beekeeping. Almost all the things we have discussed. If you need any particular discussion on particular topic, we can discuss it. Yeah, thank you everyone. If anybody has any questions, you can ask now.
Seventh chapter needs to be discussed.
Which one?
7th chapter.
Queen bee management.
Yes. This needs elaborate discussion.
Yeah, regarding yes, actually, I have spoken most of the aspects, but regarding queen bee multiplication, that one we have not spoken about. Mass multiplication of queen bee.
Sir, that in the evening session you can discuss, I think.
Yes, madam. Now we'll close here.
Another session is there, na sir? Evening 3 to 5.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes.
Yeah, Paras sir. Sir will discuss in the evening the remaining
Okay.
chapters.
Okay.
We'll take a break then.
Okay.
If any questions you have, any doubts, okay, sir will give clarity evening. Okay,
Suppose
sir.
suppose one question is, suppose that this counseling session is over. Now no counseling session. If
Sir,
any
you're not
doubt,
audible.
hello, if
Yeah,
I'm audible
he's
now.
audible, madam. He's audible,
Yeah, yeah.
madam. He's
My
audible.
question is, this counseling session is going to finish. So if any doubt later on comes in, how I will contact?
Yeah, yeah. Please contact, sir. You can send the mail or else put it in the
On
group also.
WhatsApp
Another
also.
session is there, Kaveri Madam session. Maybe that I will, okay, send the information later. That would be the last session for you. And Deepak sir, so evening will be the last class. You can just discuss with him. And regarding assignment question papers, I have put the link in the WhatsApp group, sir. If you want, I will send through email also. If you can take from the chat box, we'll put it there also if you want. You are in the group, na sir, Paras sir?
Yes. I am in the
Yeah,
group.
take the link from the group and start doing the assignments. In that also, if you have any doubts, you can discuss with sir. Sir is available in the WhatsApp group also. Okay, sir.
Ach, okay, then it's fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
I can put any question if I am having in the WhatsApp group. That
That's
Yes,
will
sir.
help.
okay. Uh,
Yes, sir. You can put there, or else you can call me also. I am in the WhatsApp group. You will get the number.
Okay.
Uh, or else you can you can put in WhatsApp group. Or else you can mail. Madam, you have email ID given, madam.
no,
Yes,
your
yes.
email ID is not there, sir. Student's email ID is
Okay.
there. I will share your
Okay.
email ID with the students if you permit.
Okay. It's okay, madam. No problem. No issue, madam. I will
Send
send my
me
email
the
ID.
email ID, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
My
sir.
personal email ID I will give, madam.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You can mail me, or else they can contact through WhatsApp also.
WhatsApp, yeah. Sir's number is there in the group.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Evening, you can just complete and any general discussion
Uh,
for 1 hour we can do,
I,
sir.
I have, when I go through the book, I come across many questions, and many I have to refer back time and again. That is the problem.
Yes, sir. You can note